Hello learners, welcome back to the YouTube channel of CloudML. In today's video, we're going to see the table constraints topic. Okay, so we saw the previous topics which are DDL, DML and DQL. So if you have missed those videos, then I suggest that you complete those videos and then you can start with this video. So let's begin with the table constraints. So basically, table constraints are certain type of conditions or restrictions that are applied on entering data in the table. Okay, it will give a limit or a barrier that you can enter only certain type of data in a particular column. So these are the types of constraints in SQL, which are unique, foreign key, primary key, check, not null, and default. We're going to see all of these one by one along with examples. So let's begin with the first constraint, which is the not null constraint. So basically this constraint tells us that we cannot store a null value in a column. Okay, that is, if a null value is stored, then it will not accept this particular value in the column. Okay, so basically let's create a table, another table, books, which is having the book number as not null. So I'll show you the syntax as well. Okay, we are in this database and we are going to use the same database to create another table, which is books. Create table books, and the columns will be first book number. Then you have to specify the data type as well. Okay, and simply you will write not null over here. So now we are not executing this because we have to apply other constraints as well. We just write not null. Now let's move ahead to the next constraint, which is the unique constraint. This constraint, when specified in a column, it tells us that all the values in the column must be unique. Okay, which means you cannot add repeated values in that particular column. You have to add only unique values. So add a column book name which is unique. So what you will do after this only, you will add a column book name, book underscore name, specify the data type varchar, and this is unique. So simply write unique over here. Okay, now let's move ahead with the next constraint, primary key constraint. So a primary key is a field which can uniquely identify each row in a table. Now you see there are many columns in a table. Okay, as we saw in the library table also, you had serial number, student name, book name, author name, etc. So primary key is a specific column which identifies uniquely the rows of the tables. Okay, so assign book name as the book number as primary key. Okay, so simply what you have to do, write your primary key and then in the bracket write book name, book number. Okay, now let's move ahead with the foreign key. So a foreign key is a field which can uniquely identify each row in another table. Okay, so foreign key basically means that if there are two tables, and in our case that suppose, see from this example only you can understand it, assign book number as the foreign key of the library table. So basically book number, now we are going to create this table. Okay, now we are going to create this books table. In that table we have set the book number as primary key. Correct, here book number we have set as primary key, but it is also present. Now we are going to add book number to this library table. So it is present in the library table and it is the primary key of the books table. So basically book number will be the foreign key in library table because it is the primary key in books table. Okay, so this is the meaning of foreign key. So now let's add the column book number in the library table. So alter table library, add column. Okay, the column we're going to add is book underscore number. Let's give int 3. and you have to specify the foreign key. So the syntax is foreign key bracket book underscore number. Then you have to write references. Okay, references, write the table name. Here our table name is books and column name is book number. So don't execute this query first, because first we need to create the books table. Then only you can create, you can add the column in library table. So first let's write down all the queries of all the constraints, then you can move ahead for executing. The next constraint is the check constraint. This helps to validate the values of column to meet a particular condition. So for example, you want to apply some condition while entering the value, then you can use the check constraint. So create a column number of copies in the books table, only accepting values greater than 15. So here, if you enter the value as 13, then it will not accept the column value. So we have to create another column which is number of copies. Let's give int 3 and simply write check in the bracket number of copies is greater than 15. Correct? Okay, so check constraint we have applied. Now next is the default constraint. This constraint specifies a default value for the column when no value is specified by the user. Okay, so we have seen in the insert command that we specify the column names while inserting values. But if someone fails to specify the column name, then it will put this default value, which is the pre-decided value. So create a column school name that will accept some default value. So another column we are going to create, which is school name. Let's give the data type as varchar and simply write default, give some default value like CGM. Okay. So the query is complete now. Close the bracket, give the semicolon. Now we can run this create books table query. Simply select this much part. Now run. Okay, so our tables have been books table has been created. Now also let's add this foreign key. Just a second. There's a syntax error, alter table, library, add column. Okay, so what we will do is first we will add only the column and then we will apply the foreign. So simply, okay, now we are just adding the column, which is the book number, and after that we will apply the foreign key. Okay, so the column has been added. Now again we will perform the alter table library, add foreign key. Foreign key will be book number, references, table name which is books, and column name book number. And now you can run this. Okay, so our foreign key has been added. You can simply see the description of the table. From that you will understand if it is added or not. So describe library. Okay, so you see in the end you have a book number column which is added. Okay, you can also describe the books table in this. You will be able to see all the constraints over here. So you see default value of the school name is set as CGM. Then at book number you have the primary key. Okay, book name you have the unique key. And see here, book number, we had added the no, not null constraint. So your null value is no. Okay, so this is how you add the constraints to a table. Now you can also check for inserting some data. So let's check how the default constraint works. Okay, so insert into books, specify the column names. Okay, book number, then book name, then you have the number of copies, and let's not add any value to school name. Okay, then values, let's give the book number as 123, book name as Angels and Demons, and the number of copies as 16, because we are allowed to add only a value which is greater than 15. Now run this. Okay, see, we didn't get any error even when we did not add any value to the school name. Let's check what value is added in the school name table. Okay, so you see it has automatically added the school name as CGM because we had given the default constraint over there. Now let's try adding nothing in the book number column. For that I will simply copy this, and here let's keep this empty. Okay, and let's check what will happen. Remove this. If you remember, book number, we had added the not null constraint. So you see it has given us an error. Field book number doesn't have a default value. So basically it is not allowing us to insert any null value. We only have to insert null value in the school name column because it has set a default value for that. Again, let's check adding a value which is less than 15 in the number of copies column. Let's this be 124. Let's change the name. Okay, and let's give this as 10, which is greater than 15. So let's see what happens. You see it is giving an error. Check constraint books CHK1 is violated. Okay, so check constraint is violated, so it is not accepting the value 10. Okay, so I hope you've understood all the constraints that we saw today, and keep practicing. Do it with different data set, with different tables, and with different columns that you want. You can add as many columns, you can add as many constraints. Yes, thank you for watching this video. I hope you have liked it. If you have any doubts, then you can put it down in the comment section. And if you haven't followed our channel yet, then you can subscribe the channel as soon as possible. Thank you.